Thank you so much for tuning in to the Raiders Report. Again, my name is Mitchell Renz. Please follow me on Twitter at MitchellRenz365. Those were our news and rumors. Now let's get into the Oakland Raiders big board. I took off the quarterbacks because, well, I think we're set at those positions. So without further ado, let's get into our top 10 big board players for the Oakland Raiders. First guy I got up there, Bradley Chubb, NC State. The powerful defensive end dominated the ACC with an elite combination of strength and speed and should end up as one of the first 5 picks off the board. He destroys smaller offensive tackles, sets the edge, and is a stud against the run. He will help reshape any pass rush and should have a long career of being feared as a pass rusher. Von Miller said, if you morph Khalil Mack and Von Miller into one player, you'd get Chubb. Seems like Von Miller likes Chubb to me. Next guy coming up, Saquon Barkley, running back, Penn State. He's one of the most complete running backs to ever come out of the NFL draft and will be one of the first 10 picks in the 2018 draft. He is a multi-tooled runner with his catching skills matching his insane ability to break off long touchdown runs. One of the best open field runners to come out of the draft in the past decade. He will be expected to produce as an elite NFL running back as soon as he steps onto the field. Next guy coming up, Quenton Nelson, Road Raider. This guy, a powerful guard and is one of the safest prospects in the entire draft and brings everything to the table as a guard that you could possibly want. He's big, strong, quick, intelligent, and doesn't have a long injury history to speak of. He will be one of the first 10 players selected in the 2018 NFL Draft. Now, the 3 guys who I just talked about are a bit of a stretch to go to the Raiders at 10. So now we're going to dive into some guys who I think actually have a chance of slipping to the Raiders at number 10. First guy up, Roquan Smith, linebacker, Georgia. Absolutely love this guy. He's an elite college linebacker who has the ability to stop the run and cover tight ends out of the backfield. And cover tight ends, also running backs out of the backfield, and it's just an ultimate just run stopper. He has the best sideline-to-sideline speed of any linebacker to come out of this year and brings an open field leadership ability with it. He's athletic, hard-hitting, patient, and a perfect fit for the Raiders. He racked up 85 solo tackles and 6.5 sacks along with being named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year by the Associated Press. He was the only defensive player in the country to receive Heisman Trophy votes this year and even received 2 first-place votes. I flipped between Roquan Smith and Tremaine Edmunds all offseason, but after watching the tape a little bit closer, Roquan Smith is my new favorite and most realistic target for the Raiders. I'm hoping for the Raiders select this guy. Next guy on the big board, Tremaine Edmunds, linebacker, Virginia Tech. The athletic freak showed a wide range of abilities in 2017 and proved to be one of the country's best players. He can be one of the best players at his position due to his high ceiling and his raw age at only 19. His NFL draft stock is soaring due to his size, speed, skill set, plus athletic ability. Edmunds crushed the NFL Combine, showcasing his freak athletic ability. He led the Hokies with 109 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles this past season. But, guys, I want to know from you, which linebacker would you rather have the Raiders draft? Would you rather have them select Roquan Smith out of Georgia? Give me a heart. Or if you'd rather have them take Tremaine Edmunds out of Virginia Tech, throw me up that like. I'm going to go with a heart because Roquan Smith is my dude. Next guy coming up for the Raiders, Denzel Ward, cornerback, Ohio State. Ward was a monster for the Buckeyes in 2017, racking up 15 pass deflections and an interception while completely shutting down one side of the field. He's electric, smart, and will be one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL someday. Despite his lack of size, he's a physical dude and isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. The type of player Gruden would fall in love with. Next guy coming up, Minkah Fitzpatrick. We talked about him earlier. The versatile DB can play all over the field, which has caused him to land in the top 5 on some NFL draft boards. He can cover receivers on the outside, tight ends over the middle. He can blitz off the edge, stop the run, and is an ace on special teams when needed. The only real question for Minkah isn't if he's going to be good, but it's just a matter of what position he's going to be dominant at. Next guy coming up, Vita Vea, defensive tackle from Washington. The 347-pound defensive tackle is one of the top players in this year's NFL draft. He didn't light up the stat sheet with tackles for a loss and sacks, but he was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year because of his run stopping and disruption. Vea appeared in 40 games, recording 100 tackles, 15 for a loss, along with 9.5 sacks, 6 passes defense, and 4 forced fumbles. Next guy coming up, Derwin James, safety from Florida State. The athletic monster didn't have the best year in terms of overall production, but his performance at the NFL Combine and his total body of work throughout his career at FSU should vault him into the top 15. He's a versatile safety who can play either free or strong safety and can play some of the snaps as an undersized linebacker if needed. If put in the right position, he could end up being one of the top players in the entire NFL draft. Next guy coming up, linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch. Vander Esch is an instinctive linebacker who played like he had a GPS tracker on the football. His production totals against both the pass and run are rare for being a first-year starter. He's an every-down linebacker with very good starting potential and the talent to fill up the stat sheet. Raider Nation, those are my top 10 guys for the Raiders Big Board. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Raiders Report. Please follow me on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. And until next time, go Raiders.